Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 348. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Hasbro Toys Marvel Legends series Retro Kenner line Grey Hulk action figure. Dr. Bruce Banner, struck by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk, an enormous hero with massive gray bulk. This 3 3/4 inch scaled version of the Incredible Hulk action figure is detailed to look like Hulk from Marvel Comics. This retro figure contains multiple points of articulation with comic-inspired deco, complete retro styling down to the Kenner-inspired blister pack. Released by Hasbro Toys. Now, the comic of the day is The Incredible Hulk, Volume 1, issue number 332. With a cover date of June 1987, with story by Peter David, interior art by Todd McFarlane, and cover by Steve Geiger. This story is titled Dance with the Devil. After smashing the device that brought his return, the Hulk has now made a deal with the leader to restore his powers in exchange for curing Rick Jones of his own transformations. The gray-skinned monster begins to rail against the mind of Bruce Banner, trapped inside his consciousness, demanding that the scientists allow the Hulk's access to his knowledge in order to repair the damaged device. Samuel Stearns, formerly the leader, tells the Hulk that his current rage isn't helping their mutual problems. The Hulk grabs Stearns and asks if he should help considering their past history. Stearns points out that it's because the Hulk has failed to completely submerge his Bruce Banner persona, and he plans on helping him achieve that. The Hulk asks what happened to Stearns to cause him to change back to human form. Samuel tells him that eventually the gamma radiation that turned him into the leader began wearing off, and so too was his massive intellect changing. Racing against time, the leader attempted to find a cure to his problem. However, eventually his intelligence faded to the point where he couldn't figure out how to cure himself, and he forgot how to gain access to his secret laboratories. With his powers completely gone, Stearns became a homeless drifter until he decided to travel to the town closest to Gamma Base so he could get Bruce Banner to help him. Now he threatens to force the Hulk to help, which makes the Hulk begin to laugh out loud. One of the Hulkbusters, John Larroquette, has been outfitted in a hover chair after Rick Jones crushed his leg. Still wanting to go into action and stop the Hulk, John is told by his teammates, Amanda Martell and Hideko Takada, that he needs to recover from his injuries. However, John is not willing to listen to them, and when Martell tries to restrain John, he pulls a gun and threatens that if they interfere with him again, he will kill them. Martell and Takada then check on Doc Samson, who is recovering from injuries sustained while possessed by the Nevermind. They tell him about Larroquette is going off to find the Hulk again. Seeing that Larroquette has become unhinged, Samson pulls himself out of bed, determined to stop him before it's too late. However, Samson is too late as Larroquette has convinced the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents on guard to let him leave in a massively high-tech tank. Elsewhere in the desert, Rick Jones is trekking across the desert after the nighttime battle with the Hulkbusters. Now in his human form, he isn't sure where he is or where he's going. Recalling what he can of the Hulk's battle, Rick is disturbed that the Hulk's persona is starting to become more savage. While at Banner's secret lab, the Donnas saw the return of Bruce Banner, but Bruce is now trapped in the holding cell that he constructed to contain the Hulk. Unable to free himself, Bruce assesses the situation from what little he can remember about his time as the Hulk, and hopes that Rick Jones comes back and rescues him. However, Bruce's hopes appear to be getting dashed as Rick Jones is found by Larroquette, who is willing to kill him in the daylight when he's not the Hulk. As Jones runs for his life, Larroquette is impeded by the arrival of Doc Samson. Samson easily rips the tank to shreds, telling John that he will not stand by and watch him kill a harmless young man. As the sun begins to set, Bruce Banner begins to feel the change into the Hulk and tries to struggle against it. The Hulk seeks to gain Banner's knowledge on the gamma ray device. Though Bruce struggles the best he can't stop the transformation nor prevent the Hulk from learning what he knows. He is then freed by Stearns, and the two get down to work. Later, in the early hours of the morning, the Gray Hulk crosses paths with Rick Jones' Green Hulk. The Banner Hulk instigates a fight in order to lure the Jones Hulk back to the secret lab. There, Sam Stearns is strapped into the device they have made in preparation for their experiment. The Grey Hulk manages to subdue his green counterpart and strap him into the machine. He then activates the gamma device, which begins to transfer the gamma radiation in Rick Jones's body and transfer it over to Sam Stearns. While Rick begins to revert back to human form, Stern begins to transfer back into the leader, but now to a more hideously one than ever before. Before the process can complete itself, the Hulk is caught in some energy feedback, and before the device can be turned off, the entire lab suddenly explodes. Geek fact. This is considered a key issue because Samuel Stearns becomes the leader again, but his head is further mutated with the appearance of a brain. Plus, it's a team-up issue with Grey Hulk and the leader versus Green Hulk with Rick Jones. Bonus Geek fact. How did Rick Jones become Green Hulk? There's a flashback scene in this issue that explains what happened previously, and it's told by Rick Jones. He's the boy Banner saved at the testing site that caused Bruce to become the Hulk in the first place. Flashback fact. According to Rick Jones, it looked like they found a cure for Banner, only they didn't, and when they tossed Hulk into a nutrient bath to separate them again, Rick Jones fell in too. So now Bruce turns into the Grey Hulk at sundown, and Rick turns into the Green Hulk. But during the day, both are human. Another bonus geek fact. Dr. Leo Sampson was a college professor and psychiatrist. After Bruce was temporarily cured of the Hulk by siphoning off the gamma radiation that caused his transformations, Sampson, who had been working with Bruce, exposed himself to some of the siphoned radiation. It gave him superhuman strength and long flowing green hair. Doc Samson's first appearance was in Incredible Hulk, Volume 1, Issue number 141, with a cover date of July 1971. Side fact. Samson's strength used to depend on the length of his hair, like his biblical namesake, but his gamma mutation eventually stabilized. And final geek fact. Sam Stern was a simple worker in a chemical plant with a menial capacity until an accident working with radioactive material bombarded him with gamma radiation, turning his skin green and making his head grow. He called himself the leader. The radiation increased his intelligence to genius level, along with his ego and ambition to match. This led him into conflict with the Hulk, becoming his self-proclaimed arch-enemy. His first appearance was in Tales to Astonish, issue number 62, with a cover date of September 1964. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.